Hey guys, and welcome to this news video with myself, 6 Plus Stevo. So the day has finally come upon us. We have new Tankbustas, or at least we will do very soon. And at least we will do for Kill Team, possibly 40k. Let's take a look at it, shall we?
Oh, seriously?
So this article hit yesterday on the Warhammer community site, and I would have brought this video to you yesterday had the site not been down. I think with all the previews and all the reveals, I think there was just so much traffic coming to the Warhammer community site last night that, yeah, I was just greeted with this.
Oh, seriously?
So yeah, very frustrating. I wanted to get the news out to you straight away. I wanted to be first in line, or at least one of the first in line, and yeah, that's not to be. But I've seen your messages, I've seen your comments in my last video asking me to cover it and share my thoughts. Of course I was always going to. And yeah, apologies for keeping you guys waiting, but there's just nothing I could do. But here we are now. Let's take a look at this article. So, Warhammer Day Preview. Storm Volkus with Orks and Rattlings in the latest Kill Team expansion. It reads, while the Tempestus Aquilons and the Vespid Stingwings have been battling in the ruins beneath the massive Ballistus, other forces have broken through the perimeter on their own missions to seize control of the Great Gun. Unlike the rest of the operatives currently on Volkus, these new players are more of a brutal, blunt instrument, but the Imperium's salvation may come from the smallest, most unlikely place. I don't know anything about this lore in terms of the new Kill Team stuff, I'll be honest with you, so I can't really comment much on that. But there's some clear Hobbit references there, isn't there? And here we are. Here is the new set, and yeah, these are looking quite nice. Now I was clearly wrong. I don't know if many of you remember before, but I think it was on my Q&A video. I was asked about a new Kill Team set being rumoured to have Rattlings and Tankbustas and my thoughts on it, and yeah, I was wrong. I said no, I don't think they'll bring Tankbustas to Kill Team because, well, there's no tanks to kill, which does seem a bit of a strange choice for GW to have put them in. So yeah, a bit of an odd decision there to bring them to Kill Team, but also I can kind of see the sense in bringing them to Kill Team with the different types of weapons and things they have. But yeah, I mean, they look nice. They look very, very nice indeed. And you get some terrain and stuff in there. We'll take a look at the images in a minute. Let's carry on reading the article first. So, the battle for Volkus continues in Kill Team, brutal and cunning. The first major expansion for the new edition. Hordes of orcs hidden within the system's asteroid ring are taking advantage of the battles between the Imperium and the Tower Empire to launch their own raids on Hive Facilius and the massive Ballistus. Spearheaded by the infamous Wrecker Crews. Wrecker Crews, GW, look, you're pushing quite close on copyright territory there. I think you'll find that my Tankbusters are called The Wrecking Crew, as you well know, GW, so you shall be hearing from my lawyers very soon. And here we are, here's the miniatures. This is the important stuff now. So here we are, here's the boss knob. He looks like he is armed with a rocket pistol and a big tank hammer of some description, because it looks like we've got variations of tank hammers here. It looks like it's possibly got a drill on the back. I don't know if that's just a big spike or if that's some kind of drill on the back, and it looks like it's a sort of piston, pneumatic powered hammer of some kind. Yeah, it looks very, very cool. I don't know whether that will just count as a big chopper or whether that'll be a unique weapon to this fella. But yeah, very nice miniature. Yeah, I mean, he's a cool looking tank buster boss knob. Very cool indeed. He's got the sort of boss knob, boss pole there, which makes sense. Yeah, very, very nice indeed. Just a nice looking knob. Next up, what have we got here? We've got the Breaker Boy Crusher. So this is a new loadout for Tankbustas right here. And yeah, it's like the like on the Commandos sprue, we had one Commando boy with the Breacher Ram, and these look like, well, Breacher fists. And yeah, it reminds me a bit of Fisto from He-Man. Younger viewers will have no idea what I'm talking about there. But yeah, loving the armour, loving the helmet on this guy, the visor, really cool. Yeah, it's a nice miniature, really nice miniature. And his mate next to him, the Breaker Boy Demolisher, clearly holding a weapon we are familiar with, the good old tank hammer. And yeah, these boys are really armoured up well, aren't they? They've got some heavy looking armour. I like these helmets. These are really, really nice. And I like the way that the armour's sort of like plated on the front and then strapped round. Like it's sort of quite sort of almost like medieval looking sort of armour strapped onto them there with the leather straps and that. Very nice indeed. Really broad shoulders as well. And the way I like the way it sort of arches over the back. It's got a bit of a sort of an Age of Sigmar Uruks sort of look to it, hasn't it? I think they've sort of borrowed a little bit from that kind of look. That's what it reminds me of. But yeah, they're almost every inch of these guys is armoured up, which makes a lot of sense. We've then got the Tankbuster Gunner, and yeah, with a shoulder-mounted rocket launcher there with double rockets on it, and he's got quite a cool grizzled, scarred face. Looks like he's got some burn damage on the face there and down here. I love that. I like a bit of like showing that these guys are veterans, are war-torn, and have seen battle previously. These are, after all, specialists. So yeah, he's nice. A very determined pose there with the clenched fist and everything. Yeah, very, very nice indeed. Again, I've made some of my Tankbusters very much like this from the using parts from the Looters sprue to get sort of shoulder-mounted rocket launchers, because it just makes sense, doesn't it? But yeah, nice. And then we've got this fella, the Breaker Boy Fighter. So we've got another close combat weapon, not just the tank hammer. We've got another sort of pneumatic. It looks the same as what the boss knob had there. And again, I don't know if this will count as a big chopper or something else. I suspect something else. At least it will do in Kill Team. When and if these guys make it to 40k, what these weapons will be counted as, we don't know, because as we've seen with the commandos in Kill Team have all kinds of fancy gear and weapons, but if you'll check my recent video up in the link up in the corner, you can see for yourself that not all these weapons made it over to 40k. At least they don't have rules for those weapons, so whether or not we'll get the same treatment here, I don't know. Because I'm really looking at this more as sort of like a 40k player. I don't play the new edition of Kill Team, so I'm really unfamiliar with the rules and the setup and everything of this game. Oh, what have we done there? Let's move that along. We've got the Tankbuster Rocketeer, which, yeah, he's a Rocketeer, all right. He's got a lot of rockets there, and I suspect, I'm not sure, is that just ammunition or is that a rocket pack? Because the name Rocketeer, because he's just holding a rocket launcher like the gunner was, or whether that shoulder mounted one will be more steady and give better aim or have better range, I don't know. But I wonder why these guys are different. And I'm looking at this backpack, it's got a little bit of a Storm Boy look to it, so I wonder. He's got these sort of very sort of slender looking leather gloves here as well. And very skinny fingers on him as well. Very skinny fingers. It's a bit odd. But yeah, really nice. He's the most sort of, other than the rocket pack thing there, which it might be a rocket pack, it might just be a big rack of rockets to load up. He's the most sort of generic looking of all of these guys. I love the goggles. The goggles are awesome. He's got a bit of a sort of a mech boy look to him. Really, really nice. Yeah, very cool. Lovely paintwork on that. I don't think I would ever ever attempt to paint a cable like that, because I would make it look so crap compared to that. That looks really nice. And then we've got the bomb squigs as well. And again, GW, these look remarkably similar to my custom-made bomb squigs. Remarkably similar. Not quite as good. But yeah, very cool. Bomb squigs are always awesome. More bomb squigs are cool. And you can't have tank busters without bomb squigs, can you? And these are nice looking bomb squigs. And there we go. That is the tank busters themselves. The article goes on. As the best of the best, these boys are larger and stronger than the typical orc. Coupled with heavy armour, they are durable beasts with the damage output to match, and their love for explosive combat gets them all tanked up and ready to fight. So these are larger than your regular orcs, but it doesn't say they're knobs. So these are effectively Scar Boys. This is the return of Scar Boys, and they've got heavy armour, that's good to hear. So these will be getting a 4+ save with the heavy armour, and it does make sense for orcs that are going out hunting tanks and that. They're going to be, facing heavy weaponry, heavy damage. They loot the vehicles that they destroy to sort of armour themselves up and things. So that does make sense. Although I will say, these do differ from tank busters of the past in that I don't see, or at least I haven't seen, any vehicle armament or bits on them. In the past, if you remember, they've always had things like smoke launchers and like tank hatches and armour panels and things from the vehicles that they've destroyed and looted. I'm not seeing any of that on these, which is odd. It sort of changes their lore somewhat, or at least it does within this squad itself. Sorry, I can't get rid of that blue on that one. That's very annoying. There we go. So this rule, tanked up. Wrecker crews are empowered by the thrill of explosive combat, lending them fresh impetus as they undertake their murderous rampages. Whenever a friendly Wrecker crew operative, excluding bomb squig, that has an engage order, performs the fight or shoot action, excluding guard, add 1 to its APL stat until the start of its next activation. Oh, GW, Kill Team is no better at its rule wording than 40k, it seems. They just love these incredibly wordy rules. That is such a bloody mouthful. And it means nothing to me because I'm not familiar with Kill Team rules. Those of you that are, that will make all the sense in the world to you, presumably. With so many Imperial troops fighting off the Tau Empire, few are left for the dishonour of guard duty, including regiments of abhumans spurred by their own comrades in the Astra Militarum. Ratlings in particular are notorious for their light-fingered antics and breathtaking disregard for private property, but their skill as snipers is undeniable, as is the raw power of the Ogrin brutes who hang out around them. So maybe there's some options there with the Ratlings to combine them with Ogrins in this game. Brutal and Cunning contains a full team of 10 Ratling operatives armed with wickedly accurate sniper rifles and an assortment of powerful kit, from the heavy tank stopper rifle, again no tanks, to the bomber's operative's explosive arsenal. They even come with the dutiful battle mutt, whose barks warn its friends of incoming enemies, a vital warning considering the relative frailty of the average Ratling. And here we are with the Ratlings. We'll take a quick look at these because it's not really the main focus for us, but very nice miniatures. I love this fellow with his morning coffee ready for battle. This is cool. I love this. This is like it's a little diorama on a base. This is why bases are cool. I love things on bases because you can really set the scene with a miniature, and yeah, I like that. It looks great. I like, and he's twisting and adjusting his optics. Very nice indeed. No, don't do the blue thing again. There we are. We've got Hardbit and Spotter here. Nice, liking them. Bomber with his tripwires set up. That's a cool touch. That's a very, very cool touch. And he is loaded up with a lot of explosives. The Stash Master, he's been on the Rob. We've got the Raider with his grappling hook. We've got a Sniper. I think they're all pretty much snipers, aren't they, for the most part. The Vox Thief, communications fella. He's got his, they like their tea and coffee, don't they? They've got their mugs on the go everywhere. Sneak with his camo cloak, and here we are. A contender for miniature of the year, I think, is the Battle Mutt. They've got their own little pug with pack and everything, which is just awesome and cute. Despite their stature, Rattlings are remarkably agile and constantly repositioning to avoid danger and line up the perfect shot. Every enemy activation is a chance to scarper into a better position, keeping Rattlings one step ahead of the opposition and making them a difficult foe to predict. It reads, do you know what, I'm not going to read that rule because that's not what we're here for, is it? But you can look at the article, read that rule yourself. This being Kill Team, of course, both new teams come with oodles of build options. Each Ork can be built in 2 or sometimes 3 ways for a range of specialists and weapons. This is nice to read because I'm reading this article for the first time with you guys right now, and in looking at the images of the Orks, I very much thought they were just going to be build as you see, as you get, but that's good to know. That bodes well for us in 40k. Hopefully, when we get rules for these in 40k, and if we get rules for these in 40k, that we will have options for them and be able to equip them as we like. So that's good to know. That's good to know. I would just warn any of you out there planning to snap this kit up straight away and build them for use in 40k. Be aware that these may suffer the same fate as the Commandos, and all the options in the kit may not be available to you in 40k. So you may want to hold off just to cover your own arse there. Likewise, the Rattlings can be built as special operatives or as Rattling snipers. Additional cosmetic options abound. This is the cool thing with Kill Team. Kill Team has lots and lots of options and stuff in their kits, which is very, very good, and I wholeheartedly endorse it. This new expansion includes the Compound Siege Terrain upgrade, designed to enhance the terrain found in Kill Team Hivestorm, with breachable compound walls, bunker sections and firing ports. Brand new missions found in the Brutal and Cunning Dossier book use the new terrain options to stage exciting asymmetric sieges over fortified defensive zones. These are a mouthful to read. One squad sets up to defend as attacking operatives. On the other side, destroy sections of wall with pop-out pieces to expose the damage. That's cool. That's very, very cool. And surge into the breach, making for quite a shake-up in the overall dynamic of Kill Team missions. That's awesome. I didn't realise the terrain did that. That's a cool touch. And I suppose they kind of had to do something like that with this terrain, with the Tankbustas, to give them a reason for having this explosive weaponry, didn't they? So yeah, very nice. And you can just see the the lines here on the terrain where it looks like that's the bits that sort of come out and expose. And yeah, so very, very nice indeed. And we've got some crates there as well. So yeah, quite cool looking terrain. Is this set going to be worth it just for the Orks and the terrain? I'm not sure. Or would it be better holding out and waiting for these to be released as a separate kit on their own? I'm not sure. One thing you could do with the Rattlings, or at least I sort of considered it, they could be a cool basis for grot sniper conversions. Although, looking at them closer, I'm not so sure. You've got these large feet that are not grot type. Well, I don't know. If you paint them up green, they could potentially look like grot feet. I don't know. I'm sure someone out there probably will use these to convert grot snipers at some point, I'm sure. Someone probably with a bit more skill than me. This terrain plugs right into the existing kill zone Volkus ruins, so you can swap them in and out whenever you want to use them. To top it all off, Kill Team Brutal and Cunning comes with a set of data cards for each faction and a token sheet for them both, tailored for their unique mechanics. And there is all the tokens, which are nice looking tokens actually, some nice orcish looking tokens there. We've got stick bombs there, we've got the tank hammers, we've got orky faces for objectives, I presume, boss things. Yeah, So there we go, and there's all the cards you get in there as well. We'll have more from this expansion very soon, including deep dives into the new kill teams and their fascinating rules, so stay with us here at Warhammer Community. In the meantime, head back to the Warhammer Day Preview Show hub to see everything else we've shown off today. And finally, this is interesting for some of you out there, 5 people will win one of 4 Greater Demons of Chaos. Simply by signing up to or already being signed up to the Warhammer email newsletter. Be signed up by the 12th of October and then click on your choice in the Warhammer Day email you receive to be in with a shot. Terms and conditions apply. So there you go, you've got a chance there if you sign up for the newsletter to win one of the Greater Demons of Chaos. I would choose a Great Unclean one, or possibly a Keeper of Secrets, because they're stunning miniatures. They are stunning. Yeah, there we go, guys. There is the news. A little bit late. Apologies for that. But yeah, exciting news. Tankbustas are finally getting some love, and they're coming with options. This is all good news, but they are quite different. I haven't really fully let these differences sink in yet, and whether I like them or not. Whether I like the fact that these are essentially, well, I mean, they're essentially Scarboys, aren't they? I mean, where's the boss knob? The boss knob does look to be slightly larger than them. It's hard to tell from these pictures. Yeah, let's have another quick gander at him, actually. Yeah, he's on his own, so you can't compare him with the others, because if they're all sort of knob-sized, that's going to be... I don't know what I feel about that, but if they are just a little bit in between and they're sort of Scarboys, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, and these new weapon options could be interesting, and hopefully we will get really fun and interesting and customizable rules for these in 40k very, very soon. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you're planning to pre-order this set and snap this up, or if you're going to wait for it. What do you think of the new look for Tankbustas, the new weapons, the new scale of Tankbustas? And what do you think of that new battle mutt? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Thank you very much. This is 6+ Stevo, signing out.